Almost Famous with John Shea. Featuring local and independent musicians from the South Shore, Boston, and New England. On 95.9 WATD.
Welcome to the Tiny Stage Hour of Almost Famous 95.9 WATD. Introducing you to independent bands and musicians from across New England, brought to you each week by Tiny and Sons Glass. My name is John Shea. First things first, if you're a local musician with original music you'd like to hear on the radio, get in contact with me. Find all the information up on our Facebook page, facebook.com/almostfamousradio. Instagram, you can find us at Almost Famous Radio. And you can always subscribe to our podcast, too, at almostfamousradio.com or by searching Almost Famous WATD wherever podcasts are available. So tonight, we are being joined on the tiny stage by an old friend, singer-songwriter Sarah Martin. How you doing?
Doing great. How are you, John?
I am great. It's been a long time since you've been here last.
Apparently, 2015.
Yeah, April 2015 to be exact.
So crazy.
And also hello to our intern, Maddie, in studio tonight.
Hi, Maddie.
Very cool. So introduce yourself for those who may have missed the first time you were here.
So my name is Sarah Martin. I am originally from Lakeville, Massachusetts, home of Ocean Spray Cranberry Juice. If anybody out there is sponsoring Ocean Spray, let me know. I need a sponsor.
Good stuff.
But I've actually been in Nashville, Tennessee for the last 5 years.
Awesome. So update us on the last 5 years of your life, because I know there's been some new music along the way, too.
Yeah. So moved to Nashville in 2015, not long after I came on Almost Famous, and released an album called Muddy Boots, released a single called Heartbreak Song. I released a Christmas EP, lots of concerts, lots of progress. It's just been a great 5 years.
Awesome. And a new single that just dropped on July 1st. Tell us about that.
That's right. So I've got a new song, Those Days. It's out. It is an anthem song for the days that just suck a little something special. We all went through 2020, so yeah, we've all been there basically. So it's just an anthem song to kind of keeping on.
Speaking of which, how have you been through the last year and a half?
So the last year and a half.
Speaking of years that suck.
It's been a little crazy. So career-wise, actually, 2020 was a great year for me. It was a growth year for me personally. Some crazy things happened. I was actually engaged in the beginning of 2020 and then got unengaged in the middle of 2020, which is kind of where Those Days stems from.
Isn't that like a rule, though, for country songwriters? Doesn't that have to happen at least once?
I mean, I guess. I would have preferred that it didn't, but hey, there's no telling. We were on a Netflix show, Marriage or Mortgage. I don't know if you knew that.
I did know that.
So that was like a public thing for everyone to see. So I got messages that were like, so glad that you're so happy. And I was like, about that. I mean, still happy, just for different reasons. So yeah, those days came out on July 1st. And I'm super, super excited about it because I just think it's a relatable song. Everybody has the days where they're just like, not today, man, not today. And it's just one of those songs to crank up and be like, you know what? Things are going to be all right.
Well, you've got the guitar, you've got the shark capo in there. What are we going to hear first tonight?
You know what? We're going to do a little Muddy Boots first because, like I said, since 2015, I put out an album, Muddy Boots. This is a song basically about who I am as an individual. I wrote this song for all the beautiful ladies out there that we know how to get dressed up at night, but sometimes we just can't hide our muddy boots. So here we go.
All right.
Well, she's not afraid to get dirty with the boys. Raise some hell and raise some noise. Yeah, she's happy as a clam trucking through the brush and the sticks. And she can get rowdy when alcohol's in the mix. She's an innocent angel that seems to have lost her wings. Ready to run, doesn't care about money or things. This girl's got muddy boots. She's sweet right down to her roots. Her mom and daddy raised her right. She's pretty witty and knows how to fight. Yeah, she's got muddy boots. She drinks PBR and knows how to shoot. And she dressed like a lady when she goes out at night. But she can't hide her muddy boots. Well, she's had her heart broken, broke a few of her own. She hates to let people down and leave them all alone. She's a gypsy lady with dreams bigger than her eyes, and there's no better place in a field of fireflies. Well, she tried to be the girl everyone wanted her to be, but then she got a taste of what it was like to feel free. And now she's got muddy boots, she's sweet right down to her roots. Her mom and daddy raised her right, she's pretty witty and knows how to find. Yeah, she's got muddy boots, she drinks PBR and knows how to shoot. And she dressed like a lady when she goes out in town, but she can't hide her muddy boots. And if you ask her about her past, well, she'll just smile and bat her eyes. Cause she's innocent as she likes to believe she is. She knows that she can't lie. Well, she hopes someday she'll find a man to settle her down, her partner in crime to go out and tackle the town. He may not be perfect and she won't be either, but they'll have each other's love and they'll have that fever. And maybe someday they'll have a little girl of their own, with starry-eyed dreams to tackle the world unknown. And she'll have muddy boots, she'll be sweet right down to her roots. Her mom and daddy will raise her right, she'll be pretty witty and know how to find. Yeah, she'll have muddy boots, she'll drink PBR and know how to shoot. And she'll dress like a lady when she goes out in town, but she can't hide, though she might try. Muddy boots.
Sarah Martin on the tiny stage, 95.9 WATD. Nice job on that.
Thank you.
Walk us through the writing process of that song.
So, actually, I'm pretty sure the whole motivation for that song in the first place is that I had this pair of cowboy boots that I first got in Nashville by playing The Ring of Fire on the streets of Broadway. Some guy gave me $50, and I was like, I'm just going to keep doing this for a while. So I think I played for like 2 hours. I made myself $150, and I went and got these pair of cowboy boots, and I wore them every day for the next 2 years until eventually I was like, I've gotten these things resold twice now. I should probably buy another pair of boots. So I went out and got the exact same pair of boots. And they were just kind of side by side. You know, one was fresh out of the box and one was just like dirty and tattered and like all sun damage, all that stuff. So I was just like thinking about like dirty boots. And I was like, you know what? Muddy boots seems like a good thing. And I was just thinking about, you know, growing up as like a tomboy, I really liked doing my makeup and, you know, playing dress up and all those things. But I was in a neighborhood full of boys. My older brother, you know, you got to learn how to kind of survive in that environment. So that song is basically just about kind of who I am as a person, just like what makes me me.
I've got to ask.
Yeah.
Because I've known you for a little while. I knew you when you were living in Lakeville, and then you went off to Nashville. And driving through Lakeville and knowing some people there, it's not that far off from the Deep South, I don't think, when it comes to, you know, being in the country. But how did you develop the accent?
Oh, man, it's so embarrassing. I mean, so I feel like it's really not that bad anymore. But I got down to Nashville and, you know, I was playing on the stage at Tootsie's every day with people from Alabama. And I think I'm just one of those people that picks things up. I just have like like a sonic ear or whatever. You know, you just like copy what you hear. And it took me like maybe like a month to start sounding Southern.
Do you have a favorite word or phrase to say in the Southern accent?
I mean, not really. I get torn sometimes between saying y'all, you guys, and you all, because sometimes if you say you guys in the South, you offend people. And then when I say y'all up here, I feel like people look at me weird. So it's just,
Did you get teased for your Boston accent?
I never
in
really
Nashville?
had a Boston accent. Sometimes it comes out still, and people look at me and they're like, whoa, what just happened? Like, it's like, you know, like I get possessed by like the Southie demon or something. And like, people are like, where did that come from? So I guess it just depends on, on the day.
So, about your music, how long has music been a part of your life?
Oh, man. We just made a joke before about music's been a part of my life since I walked out of the womb. I mean, I've been singing since I was in first grade, and I joined my first band when I was in 7th grade. So I've been doing this for almost 20 years now.
When did you start writing your own music?
I think I started writing my own music maybe in middle school. I just remember writing this one song on a napkin. It wasn't good. You'll never hear it because I don't know where it is. But it involved the word baby a lot, as those songs did back then. I don't know. It was like boy and baby. Lots of that. It's progressed. I'm very excited about that.
When did you start playing those original songs in front of people?
Ooh, that wasn't until college when I started doing solo shows and everything. And even then it took me some time to sing those songs in public, although nothing was like super personal back then either, so it was easier than sometimes it is now. I get a little like, oh man, what are people going to think? Are they going to assume who this is about or whatever? So there's like strings attached now.
At what point along your journey did you realize that this is something that you can do as a living?
Oh man, so my first year out of college, I had a job. I went into work crying like every day because it was a scenario where I was talked to people over the phone, so they didn't like realize that I was a human being, and I would get yelled at daily for things that I really couldn't control, and I wasn't good about that stuff back then. So I was already doing music part-time, and I had heard on a radio station somebody talking about, you know, how their same thing, their first job, they didn't like it, so they tried music, and there was no reason to be doing something you didn't love in your life. And I was like, you know what, that guy's right. And I went in and I gave them my 2 weeks. I was like, I'll stay on as long as it takes you to train somebody, but I'm going to give music a try. And I gave myself 2 months to figure it out, and the rest is history.
How cool.
Yeah.
Sarah Martin joining us tonight on the Tiny Stage. Let's do another song. What are we listening to next?
All right, we'll just take you down the journey of what happened since 2015. So this is actually my mom's favorite song to date. It's called Worth a Dime. I'll talk to you about the story afterwards.
All right.
We'll do that.
Sarah Martin, 95.9 WATD. It's all yours.
Baby, why are you still standing there? Can't you tell, don't you know that I don't care? 'Cause it happened again last night. I tried to be there, then you caused a fight. And you keep expecting me to forgive and forget. Get out of my way, boy. I got nothing left to say, boy. You ain't tearing me down today, boy. So you can try and build me up. Well, I don't care about your problems. I don't want to be the one that solves them. Your words, they hold no more weight in my life. Well, honey, time is money, and you ain't worth a dime. I know you know I heard it all before. Wasn't me, didn't mean to bust your door. And I've sat through all of your lies, tried to understand through teary eyes, darling. I've got no more tears left to cry, so get out of my way, boy. I've got nothing left to say, boy. You ain't tearing me down today, boy. So you can try and build me up. Well, I don't care about your problems. I don't want to be the one that solves them. Your words, they hold no more weight in my life. Well, honey, time is money, and you ain't worth a dime. So you say I only care about myself. Go confine your thoughts in someone else. Cause if I hear just please listen one more time, I know I'm about to lose my mind. So you'd be smart to save your wasted breath and get out of my way, boy. Cause I've got nothing nice to say, boy. And you ain't tearing me down today, boy. So you can try and build me up. Well, I don't care about your problems. I don't want to be the one that solves them. Your words, they hold no more weight in my life. Well, honey, time is money, and you ain't worth a dime. Well, honey, time is money, and you ain't worth a dime.
Sarah Martin on the tiny stage, 95.9 WATD. Tell us about that.
Oh, man. So, true story. I always tell people, so sometimes when you move to a new place, you know, by yourself, you get lonely. And because you're lonely, you get yourself into relationships that you probably shouldn't be in the first place. And also because you're lonely, you stay in that relationship way longer than you ever would if you hadn't been lonely. So that is a song about, for lack of a better word, the gentleman that I dated when I first moved to Nashville, who ironically still owes me a lot of money to this day. So I thought writing a song called Worth a Dime would be pretty fitting.
So the question on everybody's mind, when you write a song about somebody, do they know it's about them?
Oh yeah, he definitely knew it was about him. The first time I had put it onto YouTube right after I wrote it.
You tagged him in the post?
No, he hacked my YouTube and took it down, which was like one of the first songs that I had put on my YouTube, and it got like over 1,000 views. And then he took it down. I was so mad. But I gotta say, this is the only song I've ever written that is like a negative attitude towards an ex, because as far as I'm concerned, all of my exes besides that one particular person, you know, are good human beings. So, you know, I try and be respectful, but that one really just threw me over the edge.
I can tell. Some subtle hints in that song that allude to that.
One of these days, I'm hoping to make a lot of money on that song.
Your debut album, talk about that and where it's available.
So Muddy Boots is available on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, basically wherever you get your music from. I've also got a music video and a lyric video up on my YouTube page, which is just youtube.com/Sarah Martin Music. And it's Sarah with an H. Martin like the guitar. Music like you'd spell it in any other scenario of life.
I like it. Going into the studio to record Muddy Boots, how many songs did you have planned and how many made the final cut?
So back then it was a situation of whatever I wrote got recorded. So I had 8 songs and we recorded and released all 8.
All right. We have Sarah Martin joining us tonight on the tiny stage here on 95.9 WATD. We are nearing our first break of this hour. We have a lot more to chat about, more songs to share as well, so stick around.
And now, back to Almost Famous on 95.9 WATD.
Welcome back to the Tiny Stage Hour on Almost Famous 95.9 WATD, introducing you to independent bands and musicians from across New England. My name is John Shea. We're brought to you each week by Tiny & Sons Glass. Tonight being joined on the Tiny Stage by singer-songwriter Sarah Martin. How you doing?
Doing great, John.
And also in studio we have Maddie the intern. How you doing, Maddie?
I'm good.
So Sarah, reintroduce yourself if you would.
My name is Sarah Martin. I'm originally from Lakeville, Massachusetts. I've been living in Nashville, Tennessee for the last 5 years, pursuing a music career full-time.
Awesome. And share your website and any social media pages.
So everything is Sarah Martin Music. It's Sarah with an H, Martin like the guitar, and music like you'd spell it in any other scenario of life. So just www.sarahmartinmusic.com and Sarah Martin Music on all the social media things.
Are you on TikTok?
It depends on what work my cousin's done on TikTok for me by the time this airs.
We're talking off air about the overwhelming sense of social media. Do you find that to be the case?
Yes. Currently, I have 4 followers on TikTok. So if you would like to add to that and you are on TikTok, Sarah Martin Music, follow me. I'll follow you right back.
We got to come up with your first video plan.
I have. Okay, so my first video on TikTok is literally just me saying a couple words to my cousin and then putting every single filter that TikTok has available onto it. It's very creative.
I gotta go check that out.
Oh, yeah, please.
Remind us of what's out there for music. You just dropped a single on July 1st. So what else is out there?
Yes. So my single, Those Days, just dropped on July 1st. I've also got a album with 8 songs on it called Muddy Boots. I've got a single out with my song Heartbreak Song. And also, if you're in the mood for some Christmas in July, I've got a Christmas EP out as well.
And a dinner show coming up at the end of the month.
That's right. I've got a dinner show on July 31st in Middleborough, Massachusetts at Lorenzo's Italian Restaurant. You can buy tickets on my website, sarahmartinmusic.com/dinner show, all lowercase.
And there's the New England accent sneaking through just a little bit. Dinner show.
I'm telling you, it drifts in and out. You just never know what you're going to get.
We are hearing some live music from you tonight, and it's time for our next song. What are we listening to next?
So we're going to break out the Those Days.
All right, the single. Let's hear it. Sarah Martin on the Tiny Stage, 95.9 WATD.
There are days that life don't seem fair. You're down inside and feeling like nobody cares. I take one more step, you're beat down, dog-tired, and you're trying your best, thinking life's a test, but you're always walking the wire. There are days when the light is bright but the sun ain't shining your way. There are days when it hurts to lose. It's up to you to push on through those days. Now there are days that this world seems cold, and a young soul and hopeful heart feels tired and old. 'Cause every now and then I look at my left hand. It rocked a diamond once, but the shine wore off and it never got the wedding band. There are days when the light is bright but the sun ain't shining your way. There are days when it hurts to lose. It's always up to you to push on through those days. So cry if you want to, scream if you need to, break glass and watch it shatter. I'll cry if you want to, scream if you need to, break glass, watch it shatter, like the dreams you thought you had. There'll be days when you choose you to find your truth, come what may. Yeah, there'll be days when it hurts to lose. It's always up to you to push on through those days. Those There comes a day, there will come a day, you'll look back in the looking glass and see you're still okay.
Awesome. Sarah Martin on the tiny stage, 95.9 WATD. Elaborate more on how that one was written.
So I won't lie to you. That song actually got started with the line, "Every day I look at my left hand. Yeah, rocked a diamond once, never got the wedding band." It was just one of those days where I was, trying to, process everything that happened last year. And it was just one of those days where I was like, man, this just sucks. Trying to grow from the experience, trying to learn from the experience. And, you always think about like things that went wrong and all this stuff. And it was just one of those days where I was sending myself down a rabbit hole. And I was actually writing this song when I was doing song evals for this artist development program that I was a part of. I just like had the line in my head and I muted everyone and I just started writing this song and it just all came out all at once. And I was like, this is a damn good song.
About a month ago, I saw you at the River Shed in Scituate. Shout out to Jeff Rosen,
woo, woo.
Open mic host over there, Sunday nights, 8 o'clock. And it was the first open mic since the pandemic ended.
Yeah.
And the place was just packed. So many great musicians there. Yeah. And you walked in. It was the first time that I saw you in like 6 years.
I know, crazy.
And you got up there, started playing, and I was thinking to myself, I could have sworn at one point she was engaged.
Yeah.
Just as you started singing that one line, I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that answers that question.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, things happen. The only song I've ever wrote negatively about an ex is Worth a Dime. It's still kind of weird to refer to the last guy as my ex. It's still kind of an adjustment for me. But, things happen. We wish each other the best and stuff. But it was just one of those songs that I think I needed to write to get through
like musical therapy.
Yeah, I needed to write it to get through one of those stages of grief,
I want to ask you about Nashville.
Okay.
And so many musicians, their dream, their aspiration is to go to Nashville, become a songwriter. What are some Nashville myths?
That people are going to stab you in the back. There's always, bad eggs in every environment, but Nashville, there is a real community to Nashville as well. There's a lot of people that are willing to help you as long as you're not friends with them only to be helped. So I think there is real genuine people in Nashville, and they're out there as long as your only thing isn't to use people and get on to the next one. As long as you also want genuine friendships, you'll find the right people.
That's the voice of Sarah Martin joining us tonight on the WATD Tiny Stage. Let's keep on rolling with the music. What are we listening to next?
Let's do a song called I Do. A little different than those days.
All right. 95.9 WATD, the Tiny Stage is yours.
I've been talking to my mom and daddy. They've been asking all about you. I've been singing your praises since the day we met. And now they've been asking questions about when they'll hear announcements. I tell them we talked about it, and I'd say, yesterday was wonderful, today I love you even more. And tomorrow will be a blessing if you're still excited for what's in store. My forever will never be enough time. You are the light in my sunshine, everything I'd ever hoped for. My wildest dreams come true, the most wonderful words to come are I do, I do, I do. And I can tell you how much I love you, I'll try and show you every day. It's hard to believe you're not too good to be true. And you've been talking more about it, wedding bells and white dresses. I know I told you a year, but what I really meant was, yesterday was wonderful, today I love you even more. And tomorrow will be a blessing if you're still excited for what's in store. My forever will never be enough time. You are the light in my sunshine, everything I'd ever hoped for. My wildest dreams come true, the most wonderful words to come are I do, do. And way on down the road, we've been together 50 years. A house, a dog, 3 grandkids in the yard. And if you ask me to renew our vows, I love you even more than I do now. If you asked, I hope you know what I'd say. What would I say, baby? Yesterday was wonderful. Today I love you even more. And tomorrow will be a blessing if you're still excited for what's in store. My forever will never be enough time. You are the light in my sunshine. Everything I'd ever hoped for. My wildest dreams come true. The most wonderful words to come are I do. I do. I do. You know I'll do.
Sarah Martin on the tiny stage, 95.9 WATD. Nice job on that one, too.
Thank you.
Walk us through how you wrote that one.
So that one I actually shamelessly wrote before I got engaged. And it was just, one of those songs, real life situation, just kind of like waiting for the moment, like, hey, bud, if you ask, I'm going to say yes. So, but my fans really like that song, so I figured I'd play it here tonight.
Very cool. Let's talk influences. Who did you listen to growing up? Who are you listening to now?
Man, okay. I always get this question. I feel like I should know how to answer it by now, but I don't. So growing up, I actually listened to a lot of local artists. Because I was a young performer, we would go out and see musicians in the area, and they would, allow me to get up on stage and stuff. So they were really my influences growing up. There was a guy, Dan Smith, that we went to his shows all the time, and he actually played at my Christmas show a few years ago. And I'm just so grateful to him because he's the one that let me get confident on a stage. He's the one that gave up spots in his show to let me get up there as, an awkward 12-year-old and sing some Save Your Soul, Jewel, and, keep me encouraged and everything. But I love the Temptations. I love the Beach Boys. I love Janis Joplin. Anything with like good harmonies or like crazy vocals I'm really into. I'm kind of like Maddie. I like all music. There's not really one genre where I'd say that like there's nothing good coming out of it. You know what I mean?
So Maddie, our intern, is in studio. She is new to the local scene. She said she wants to get out and check out more bands. Who would you recommend she listens to? Who are some of your favorite local musicians performing in the scene right now?
Well, we already talked about Jeff Rosen. Love Jeff. He's been one of my really good friends for years now. We kind of started in the scene at the same time. Renee Mansfield, she's part of the Renee Ann band. Love her.
She was here the night you played here.
That was like our first hangout, kind of. Love Renee. She actually went to Maine with me a few weekends ago to do a show there. Aldous Collins, love Aldous Collins band. I'm excited. They're playing on Wednesdays now.
Yeah, Rot Marine in Marshfield.
Yeah, they're awesome. Let's see, Gracie Ann and the Good Old Boys. Did I say that right?
Yes.
She just started.
Gracie Ann and all the good boys.
Yeah, and all the good boys. She just started a band. I was able to go see them.
Yeah, she was on here a couple weeks ago.
Was she? Yeah, she's great. I was talking to her the other day too, and how it's nice that when I left, we were all kind of like at this level, this like beginner level. And then coming back, just seeing how everyone has grown like into themselves, and everybody is like so good now. Jackson Weatherby, always loved Jackson. He's awesome.
The Elevators.
The Elevators
they're
are
insane.
Great. I just met Adam. I don't know what his last name is, from The Freight.
Adam Tyro.
Yes. He's super nice. There's so many musicians out here. Six Fox Whiskey is really good. Chris Ballerini. So many awesome people.
I'm going to put Maddie on the spot here. Maddie, grab that mic. Any questions for Sarah tonight?
All right, so when we were just talking about local artists, I know you were saying that it was great to see how people evolved and stuff, and I was wondering, in what ways have you evolved? Has your music evolved in any way? Then how did you pick the genre of country?
So I grew up on 90s country music, and I was not the cool kid for doing so. So I feel like as soon as I went to Nashville, my genre kind of shifted. I realized that this is kind of the music that I like to write because I like to write songs about true stories about my life, and that's kind of lends itself to the country genre. As far as like evolving, man, I feel like everything's evolved. My vocals have evolved, my guitar playing has evolved, my songwriting has evolved. I think anytime you're in a profession for so many years, the longer you're in it, the better you get. Or that's how it should be anyway, if you're like, dedicating time for it. But yeah, everything has gotten better. Even my voice, like I'll listen to recordings when I first moved to Nashville and I'm like, ooh, I don't know that I like that. And my guitar playing especially, I'm like, oh man, I think before I left for Nashville, I couldn't play a B minor chord. That was an issue. And yeah, I think my songwriting has definitely evolved as well. I don't know if this is because of the mentality of me growing up around local musicians. I am inspired by the musicians that are around me, that are trying to do the same thing that I'm doing. I know that it's not always easy to juggle so many things at once, but the fact that I see other people doing it proves to me that I can also do it. So yeah, I would kind of say more than people I hear on the radio and stuff, because I don't know their stories. I would say that the people I actually know who are pursuing music full time, that are getting after it, who are always learning a new skill, those are the people that inspire me.
Great questions, Maddie.
Yeah. Way to go, Maddie.
Let's do some more music, Sarah. What are we going to listen to next?
Okay, so just before I play this song, am I allowed to say a 3-letter word that rhymes with grass?
Yes.
Okay, I should have asked you that before. So I'm gonna sing you my song, Heartbreak Song.
Sounds good.
It's a song for anybody that does not like Valentine's Day.
All right. We'll have to replay this in February.
Yes.
Sarah Martin on the tiny stage, 95.9 WATD.
Love's got you down. Love's done you wrong. And it seems like love's the only subject on the radio each time you turn it on. Let's switch up the stations. Let's switch up the tracks to a song that won't make you cry your eyes out. You can enjoy and relax. Let this be your heartbreak song. I screw you to those that done you wrong. Crank it up, roll your windows down. Stomp your feet to the sound. Grab a beer and then raise your glass. Those that done you wrong can kiss your ass while you're singing it to someone that you know for well it's probably true. Someone singing their song to you. Things may not always go as planned. Mr. Right turns out he's the wrong man. Your fairy tale may not have ended like you pictured. The love of your life ran off with some guy named Richard. If Mrs. Red left you high, dry, and blue, well, honey, no, there's a song for you. I let this be your heartbreak song. I screw you to those that done you wrong. Crank it up, roll your windows down. Stomp your feet to the sound. I grab a beer and then raise your glass. Those that done you wrong can kiss your ass while you're singing it to someone you know for well it's probably true. Someone singing this song to you. We've all broke a heart we didn't mean to break, all taken a heart we didn't mean to take. Let's all sing the chorus at the top of our lungs. It's a heartbreak song and it's meant to be fun. So let this be your heartbreak song. Screw you to those who've done you wrong. Crank it up, roll your windows down. Stomp your feet to the sound. I grab a beer and then raise your glass. Those who've done you wrong can kiss your ass while you're singing it to someone you know for well it's probably true. Someone's singing their song to you. You know for well it's probably true. Someone's singing their song to you.
Awesome. Sarah Martin on the tiny stage. 95.9 WATD. I think heard Maddie singing along in there. So if you could go back in time to when you were in high school and give yourself one piece of advice you know now, what would that be?
Sometimes your dreams don't have to be practical.
Good advice. Sarah Martin, tonight on the tiny stage. We have one more song left. Does that work for you?
Yeah.
All right. We'll do that right after this. 95.9 WATD. It's Almost Famous.
And now, back to Almost Famous on 95.9 WATD.
For the final time tonight, welcome back to the Almost Famous Tiny Stage. 95.9 WATD introducing you to independent bands and musicians from across New England, brought to you each week by Tiny and Sons Glass. My name is John Shea, tonight being joined on the Tiny Stage by Sarah Martin. How you doing?
Doing well, John.
Sounding great tonight. Thank you so much for making this work.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
For those who missed the first few segments of the night, introduce yourself again.
So my name is Sarah Martin. I'm originally from Lakeville, Massachusetts, and I've been living in Nashville, Tennessee for the last 5 years pursuing country music.
And your website and your social media links.
So Sarah Martin Music, Sarah with an H, Martin like the guitar, music like you'd spell it in any other scenario. That's my website, my YouTube page, my Instagram, Facebook, all of those things.
Cool. And a new single that just dropped a couple days ago.
That's right. My new single, Those Days, is out now and available everywhere you are getting your music.
And a dinner show coming up at the end of the month. A lot of promotions tonight.
That's right. There's a lot of things. Dinner show at Lorenzo's in Middleborough, Massachusetts. You can get tickets at my website, just www.sarahmartinmusic.com/dinner show. All lowercase. You can just go to my website and click on the dinner show tab as well.
What's on the menu?
I'm not quite sure, but I know...
Are you cooking too?
I'm definitely not. I'm a better cook than I was before, but Lorenzo's is going to do a much better job on the menu. They're creating a special menu for the night.
Cool.
So it's going to be good.
Before we hit the last song, Maddie, any final questions for Sarah?
I think I'm all set.
Cool. Excellent. Well, what are we going into for the final song tonight?
So we're going to do a new one that I wrote a couple weeks ago for Mother's Day. I haven't written one for my dad yet, and that's only because I can't write. I haven't written anything that's good enough yet for a song for my dad, but I wrote this one for...
So next year we'll have you back.
That's right. The next time we'll do a Father's Day song, but this is a song I wrote for my mom for Mother's Day. It's called Got It From My Mama.
All right. Sarah Martin, thank you again. Get home safely, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate y'all.
95.9 WATD. There's the Southern accent.
I know. Sorry.
Talk of the town since she was a kid. If you knock her down, she'll just get back up again. She's a mild, wild child with the spirit of the wind. When people ask her where she got it, she's just living life the way she been taught it. Yeah, I got it from my mama. Independent when I'm in it, yeah, I'm gonna climb a mountain when I got her. I stay strong and carry on when the day gets long. Yeah, I choose to refuse to lose, and I got it from my mama. Grew up to be a teacher, defender of her world. mama to a son and 2 baby girls. Can't break her caretaker smile for miles and tough as nails. When people ask her where she got it, she's just living life the way she's been taught it. Yeah, I got it from my mama. Independent when I'm in it, yeah, I'm gonna climb a mountain when I gotta. I stay strong and carry on when the day gets long. Yeah, I choose to refuse to lose, and I got it from my mama. A force of nature to be reckoned with, stands up for what she believes. And I'm proud to say the woman you see today is from what she gave to me. Hey, I got it from my mama. Independent when I'm in it, yeah, I'm gonna climb a mountain when I gotta. I stay strong and carry on when the day gets long. Yeah, I choose to refuse to lose.